tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store. They got you covered.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
All right. Always jamming. Right. Exactly. Yes. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Positivity Toolbox. I am your host, Diana Roberts, and I have with me this amazing couple that I absolutely just fell in love with day one when I first met you guys. So I've got Bert. You want to tell us a little bit about you guys?
No.
That's
my wife, Heather.
Oh, we need to get you a little closer. Sorry. Okay, there you go.
There you go. Babe.
I'm Heather Quintanilla. It's my husband, Bert Quintanilla. We have been together for 15 years, married for 13 in April.
There you are.
There we go.
Okay, we couldn't hear you. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
that
now I
sounds
can hear you.
That sounds right.
That sounds right.
That sounds better.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Me and these buttons, I'm telling you, I'm going to learn them eventually.
Eventually, at some point,
At
it's
some
fine.
point, yeah.
It's fine. So sorry guys. Heather Quintanilla. This is my husband, Bert. We've been together for 15 years, but married for 13. So
13.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Lucky number 13.
13 or 26.
So does it feel?
No, I don't feel.
Does it feel like 26?
Mm-mm.
I feel like honestly, like when we were dating, I could just not wait to get the ring and get married, and then that finally happened, and then I blinked, and we're at 13 years of marriage. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, it's gone super.
Like the dating felt like forever. Like, just make me yours. Let's do this. And then once that was good to go, I feel like time has just totally flown.
And so I know, like in most relationships, like we always have those, you have your ups and downs, right? There's some roller coaster moments. So, that's some of the things that I wanted to talk about today. Like, you don't have to tell us too much if you don't want to, but some struggles, that happen in marriage. I think it is a really good, important thing for us to, explain that and know how we got through that. Right. Cause there's couples out there, I know right now for sure, just because of like the COVID situation and finances, things are, prices are escalated. So there's probably a lot more arguing, fighting, and things like that going on right now. So how did you guys maintain and be able to keep that positivity in your marriage to keep going?
Well, funny thing is, so we're kind of a unique couple. We in January of 2020 opened our own business. So we actually work together now too. So most people think that we're absolutely nuts. And sometimes I think we're nuts too.
No, for sure.
But I mean, honestly, I think for us, like when he's getting on my nerves and vice versa, like we let each other know, but we kind of say it in like a joking way and kind of make it like oh my gosh, okay, you're getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? And so like that way we kind of know, okay, like I'm kind of getting to that point, like I'm crossing the line, like I need to kind of pull back a little bit because obviously no one's perfect, and living with somebody day in, day out, they're going to get on your nerves.
Absolutely.
Like it's absolutely going to happen.
For me, I mean, I'm a Christian, and when I was in the church and I gave my vows to her, I was also giving those vows to God in a house of God. So they mean everything to me. So whether we're going through hard times or I'm mad at her, she's pissed at me or whatever, we've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
We have to figure it out because I'm not going anywhere. I've told her that 1,000 times and she's not going anywhere.
Right.
So
that's good.
We have to figure it out one way or another. And we do get pissed at each other plenty of times, man. And there's just times where she wants nothing to do with me and vice versa. But it's all good.
Right.
But we have to air it out.
Yeah.
We air it out, dude. I mean,
it's good.
It's not good to bottle it up, swallow it, and put it somewhere because it's not going to work.
Right. Because then you just react. Then it becomes a reaction because those trigger points have been hit so many times. Now it's like, I'm in your face, yelling at you, screaming, and then that escalates. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
just explode. I have a friend like that. She just tries to be the good wife constantly. And I'm like, you have to, and she wants to vent to me, which is great. Let's talk it out. but you have to let him know.
Yeah.
Something that he's always told me that has really stuck with me is we are not mind readers.
Right.
If you just tell me what you want me to do. That's what he says. If you just tell me what you want to do.
Did you hear that, men? I mean,
I'll do
this is
it.
good stuff.
It's for the men because men don't
Yes.
process like a woman does.
No.
They really don't. I
No.
mean, we really don't. It's very ABC 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Our phone calls are super short with other guys.
Yeah.
It's just
Quick and to the point.
quick and to
Right.
the point. Here's what I need.
Say it in 5 words or less.
And we
Yeah.
have,
Yes.
we're joking, having a good time, but we don't speak and we don't talk, and the amount of words in the conversation are not like a woman.
Right.
So
I
she's
agree.
got something in her mind, right? Richard Pryor said that all the time too. She's got something that she wants to ask me, or she's already thought about that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when she starts asking me, she's kind of beating around the bush. I'm like, what are you asking me? What do you want?
Just tell me what you want, woman.
She was like, I
Just
need
tell
you
me.
there Monday at 9. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Right.
What's on your schedule? I have no idea. Let me look. I'll figure it out. Just text me. It's fine.
I love it. I love it. Like, that's good stuff though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge because, communication is of course key. Like we
Right.
say that all the time, but it's also how you're communicating, right?
Right.
It has to be the way you guys are communicating. And the fact that you're taking the time to actually make sure to listen to her and hear what she has to say
Right.
is huge, because I feel a lot of men, like, they have a hard time communicating. It's just
Oh,
because the
yeah.
way they were raised, right? Tough man,
Right.
boom.
Right. I make all the rules, but it's
Right.
a partnership.
It is.
You know?
100%.
And I mean,
But
I don't think the woman should rule the whole house either.
No.
I mean, we're shifting into that
I
now
will
too.
say to
I
any
agree.
ladies listening, when you're talking to your man, keep it as short as possible.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
because I can't understand when you're talking too much.
Right.
I can't pick it all up.
Yeah.
I'm picking up some cues, but she's learned to just make it super blunt and short, especially when I'm tired.
Yes. That's a good point. That is a good point. I think I do that with my husband too, which is awesome. Yes.
I think that's, and honestly, like something else that I've learned, and it sounds super cheesy. And I know that this is cheesy.
Oh, it will sound real
It's going to be real cheesy if
you
I'm
set it up
claiming that it's
already.
cheesy. But like, if there's something really important that I want to talk to him about, and I'm kind of, let's say, a little nervous because I don't know how he's going to react. Is he going to get mad? Is he going to be frustrated? And nobody wants to have hard conversations.
No.
Most people, that's not like they're fired up to go do that. And so I'll be like, hey, truth circle, like, I need to talk to you about something. Like, when would be a good time? Look at your calendar, look at your schedule. Like, if Monday is going to be, pardon the phrase, but balls to the wall busy.
Yeah.
Monday night, not a great time to have this conversation. Your brain is fried. You're tired. Not a great time.
Yeah.
Oh, Tuesday's pretty open. Okay, cool. Let's have it Tuesday. And then this is kind of the topic I want to talk about so that he comes prepared
Yes.
and doesn't feel totally bombarded and it's all one-sided. And then like Tuesday when he comes in, I'm like, hey, so how was your day? Like, is now a good time? Actually, today was terrible. Now it's not you know what I mean?
Yes.
Instead of just like coming at them from completely nowhere, and you're prepared, you're fired up, and you've got all your ducks in a row, and they feel like they're just beating the corner.
Yes.
Because they had no idea that they were going to get, you know what I mean? Like, get it coming at them so fast. So I feel like that works really well for us.
That's what Richard Pryor said, that man can't win arguments with women because a woman has rehearsed that argument all day in her mind.
Oh, for sure.
And it's true.
And that's the whole point.
So when he gets home, she just hits him. And any angle he takes,
I love it.
she's got him. She's got him beat.
Yeah.
And then he said, and the man comes up with something brilliant, like, well, fuck it then,
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't know what to say.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
he just
No
gets
idea.
mad and walks away. And what did you accomplish? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
And I think a lot of people are trying to win the
Yes.
argument. That's deadbeat, man. Don't worry about it.
Right.
What do we have to say? Get it off your chest, whatever. But competition in marriage is kind of a bad thing.
I
It's
agree.
a very bad thing.
Mhm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you think you wear the pants or I think I wear the pants. I don't really care, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just get it done.
I just
don't
want to
really
be
care.
happy. Like, you know what I mean? I want to
Yeah.
have a great marriage.
Right.
Like, who cares if you're the one that's winning arguments or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Like, who's
completely
keeping
understand.
a scorecard?
I've asked
Right.
my buddies are like, let's get dinner on Friday, something like that, for example. And I said, all right, I'll check with Heather. And they're like, oh, you got to check with your wife? I'm like, no, it's a schedule thing, dude. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if she scheduled something. And she probably has. Because we're always hauling ass. She's probably scheduled something.
Yes.
So
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, y'all need that group like calendar where you guys like
If
are
I
sending.
checked it.
Yeah. Okay, that's what
If
it is.
he would go
Okay.
digital, that would be amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like an
yes.
old man.
I understand.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I put this time blocker schedule on, or it's a time blocker app on my phone, and I am really utilizing this so much more. I used to be all about paper, but then when you put it on paper, like that's when things get confusing sometimes. And then I like having that reminder on my phone.
I love it.
For my husband, because I've been putting his stuff on there so that I don't forget about things and events that I need to go with him to.
Yes.
I mean, it's been so helpful.
Well,
She's
because
tried
you've
it,
got
but-
the paper calendar and you're like, okay, this is great when it's right in front of you. But what if you left it at the office and now you're home?
Right.
And then somebody, we have people call us late night needing things. And, oh, yeah, I can do 8:00 tomorrow morning. And then he gets to the office at 5:30 and flips open his calendar. Dang, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Or I have
Yes.
to readjust or whatever. So
She's done digital. She's done paper. I'm still dropping the ball. And then she's like, don't forget about Sonny's thing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I said, what thing? She was
Sonny
like,
is our son, for
Yeah.
those of you that don't know us personally.
She said,
I love his name. Yes.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
She said, I told you about it on Wednesday.
Right.
We had a full conversation. Do you not remember? I said, clearly I don't.
Oh,
Clearly I don't remember.
See,
love
these
it.
are the irritating conversations of how we let each other know that we're irritated with each other, but then we laugh about it and
Yeah.
he shows up Tuesday at 9 or whatever.
And then sometimes I'm not in a good mood, but I'll deal with it.
Yes. Well, wait, I thought you were the positive one here with the positive mindset.
I
Yeah.
am, man,
But from time to time,
It happens. It
everybody
happens,
has to have a bad day. But here's the thing.
And I get irritated most with her,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I love her more than I've ever loved anybody in my life. And
Aw.
she drives me nuts.
That is so not true, people. I'm amazing to live with, just so y'all know.
She
That's
drives
right.
me
Right.
nuts.
That's how I feel. I'm
Yeah.
like, how could you say that? I'm amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you love me. You wouldn't
I'm
even
so
go
easy.
nowhere.
Good
Yeah.
luck with otherwise.
I know, right? Yes. I'm not
No.
putting any names out there. No, I'm just kidding.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would never. But
Could you imagine?
I
No.
could not imagine.
No.
There
But
are some like relationships that, we have friends, right? That
Mhm.
and we love them.
Yeah.
Right. But
Mhm.
then we're like, how do y'all even stay married?
Mhm.
What? But that's how they can do. That's how they cope. That's how they make it work, I guess. But
it works for them.
It
Some
works for
people don't.
them.
It doesn't work for some people.
and
they,
it doesn't.
I mean, I've got very close family and friends that got divorced. And I think one of the main reasons they're not arguing.
Yeah.
You've got to argue.
You have
You've got
to.
to lay stuff out on the table, and you've got to purge, and you got to get rid of trash, and you got to clean and spring clean and the whole thing. You've got to do that in your marriage.
Yes, for sure.
And you're really pissing me off.
Right.
And here's why.
Yes.
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah. And
Don't
it's
ever do that
okay.
again.
It's okay to say
That's
it like
totally
that.
okay.
It
That's the
should
truth
be.
circle.
Right.
Like you can tell me that you are beyond pissed at me and this
Yeah.
is what I did. And
Yeah.
that's okay. Like you have to come into it knowing I'm going to learn some things about myself that I might not necessarily love, but that's okay. Cause
Yeah.
I don't want you to like ever, resent me or not want to be around me. Like he's my best friend.
Yeah.
So I don't ever want something to come between us. We actually had an argument not too long ago and it was stupid. And part of it was my fault and part of it was his fault.
What
And-
was it? Air it out.
I love it. Yeah. What was it?
See about the family pictures.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I hate taking pictures. I
He
can't
does.
Yeah.
stand it.
And most
And
men
she
do.
will.
yeah.
Most men
And
do.
she
Yeah.
pulls that phone out and selfies us, and I cannot stand it. My kids can't stand it, probably because of me.
The kids can't stand it because they've learned it from their papa.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But-
So she tells me about family pictures,
Mhm.
and I feel like we do family pictures every 6 months, and
Which is not
apparently-
true.
Well, which is not true, apparently. And she'll show me. She'll show me proof, right? So the last time we took family pictures was what, 2 years ago? Last year.
Last
we
year.
did it last
It was a year ago.
Yeah.
But we have currently we have a 3-year-old and we have a 10-year-old.
All right.
And
that-
the littles, they grow so much
They
in
do.
a year.
And
Yeah.
I told her, I said, there's like 6 known photos of me as a child. There's nothing. There's like a baby, 3rd grade,
Which is
6th grade,
terrible. Let's
and then
change the
2 in high
pattern.
school. And that was
Right.
it. There was nothing. I don't want to take family pictures. I've got to get dressed up. I don't like myself in pictures. I'm too fat. I want to like lose weight.
Oh
I
goodness.
just don't like the look. I don't like the look. They look
Yes.
super good. The kids are beautiful. She's beautiful. And then you got this
Aw.
one over there stuck in the picture, right? I don't want to go. She told me it was what, Sunday?
Yeah, it was going to be Sunday.
On a Sunday, not this last Sunday.
No, not this last Sunday. They were going to be on a Sunday, which is always bad because that's football, but I can't control when the photographer is doing
football.
them.
I could give a crap about football. I just want to sit down, and I don't ever get to sit down.
Right.
I don't ever get to sit down.
Well, Sunday is like our family day. Like we really, because we are going 90-0, like we really do try to like go to church, come home, and like nothing is planned or scheduled.
Yes, I love that. Oh,
But
it doesn't always work out that way.
It doesn't.
She always makes me get off my ass and do something. I don't want to. I don't want to do it. Just leave me alone.
I just want to have one day.
Just one day.
Just one day.
Leave.
So I was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And thought, I'm going to tell him I don't want to argue about pictures because I want it to be a fun, happy event. So I'm going to tell him he doesn't have to go if he doesn't want to.
Red flag.
Oh, that is a red flag. I'm like, ooh, mercy.
And I bit. I know not to bite. And I bit on it.
And he bit. He didn't go.
Oh.
He did not go.
Oh.
And my daughter comes into the room and she's irritated. She doesn't want to go either. And I'm like curling her hair. And she's like, Mom, do you know that like Dad's not getting dressed? And I'm like, yes. And she goes, so is he like not going to pictures with us? And I was like, apparently not. And she goes, how does that make you feel? She goes, are you sad? And I was legit holding back tears. Makes me want to cry thinking about it right now.
Oh.
And I was like,
mercy me.
yeah. And I was like, I
Bert.
guess. Yeah. And so then like we go to the pictures, I walk in, all these, husband and wives and their kids, they're leaving. And then when we leave, there's a husband and wife coming in with their kids.
Wrist.
Yeah. And the photographer knows us and she's like, hey, you're missing one. Where is he? And I was like, I gave him the option and he chose not to come. And she was like, that's the second husband that I've had recently willing to risk it all and do that. But in his defense, I said he didn't have to go.
Right.
Which was dumb on my part. I should have not said that because we fought anyways. And then when I came home, I was so like just heartbroken and disappointed, honestly.
Yeah, and pissed.
And felt very disrespected.
Yeah.
Honestly. And so for like 6 days, I don't like other
about
than
2 weeks.
No.
It was about 2 weeks. She was mad at me for about 2 weeks.
About 6 days.
And then what popped up, as God would have it.
I have another friend that's a photographer. And she was like, hey, I'm doing baby cow pictures with Santa.
Baby cow pictures. It's the very last thing I would ever want to do with my day, to go take a picture with a baby cow.
But they're so cute.
But wait, this was supposed to be for the children. And I was like, I would love that. And I was like, we kind of had a bust on our family pictures. And she's like, girl, I got you. We'll do your family pictures too while you guys are out there. And I was like, Bert, as it so would have, an opportunity fell into our laps yet again for you to make it up to me.
I love it.
And not only did I go and I took pictures with a stinking baby cow, I also took them all to dinner.
Oh, well, that's good.
He did. But the point is though, that like when we finally like
ridiculous.
had a conversation and talked, I mean, there was other things underlying that was, upsetting him, upsetting me. And so we got to just lay it all out.
So you got to have it from time to time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't yell.
Right.
And we don't cuss, and we don't call each other names.
That's good. That's very important.
Yeah.
And I think that's what will keep it in a more healthy, positive light too. Because again, your communication, the vocabulary that you use with your spouse and how you communicate it with them is key, right? That's the biggest part of the communication and learning how to do that. So how long do you guys feel like it took you guys to learn how to be able to, overcome these obstacles and like the not name calling? Did it always be like that? Was it always like that for you guys?
My house was chaotic, and there was a lot of verbal and abuse and just all that stuff, man. So I don't want that in my house.
Right.
That's just what I don't want. And
there was a lot of yelling at my house too,
and
mental abuse.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so
we both said
that's
I like to have a good time, man. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Things are not a big deal.
Yeah. Don't sweat the sweat. Don't sweat the small stuff. Right.
No.
Well, for sure.
And it's the small things that are the best.
Right.
It's the little things that are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big scheme of life, So I don't know. I just don't want to do that. And I think that, we have to make a choice. I mean, every day I'm with the kids and I'm taking them to school, and I said I'm praying with them, and I said, today we're going to have a good day.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to put on a smile. I'm going to be friendly with everybody. I mean, so these things, we're choosing to do those things.
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to program their little mind,
I love
Well,
that.
and you choose your attitude.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
And everybody has a bad day, and that's okay. But try as much as you possibly can. Don't take that into the next day.
No.
And that's what I did with this argument. This is the first time I think ever that I've gone to bed at him mad. And it went for, like I said, I mean, like 6 days, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. A long time.
Yes.
And honestly, like the more and more I thought about it and didn't have the conversation with him, the more and more I feel like the enemy got into that little crack into my mind and was telling me all of these horrible things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I, like, one morning I just woke up and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, this is my boo. This is my best friend. And I'm getting more and more angry and more distant over what? Some pictures?
Yes.
What am I doing? You know what I mean? And so we
That's awesome.
put the kids to bed and all right, truth circle time.
So tell us a little bit more about how much time do we have? Okay.
6 minutes.
All right, cool. So tell us a little bit more about this truth circle, because I think that that's really interesting as well. Because, again, like for my husband, I always get down to, okay, where is this coming from? Like, what are some of the things that, are like for the pictures, for instance, right?
Right. It wasn't about the pictures.
It wasn't about the pictures. He just doesn't like getting pictures taken of himself. And so you need to take that out of your head, though. You look great.
I know.
He's
He's
a
so
good-looking
handsome.
guy.
He's so handsome. I know.
I
Yes.
don't like it. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever like it.
No. Oh, well,
Where's that
hopefully.
positivity that?
That.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I love myself, right?
Yeah,
You love
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Yes.
No, I think they're, I mean, take her picture,
Yeah.
the kids and the whole thing. But I mean, I don't know.
But you're a big part of that too. And like
Yeah.
we were talking about later, earlier, there's no guarantee about tomorrow. So to have those pictures for your kids, for you, for your family, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
So, and
It
I think
is.
sometimes changing the perspective of it, right? But communicating that with her was awesome. And maybe let him wear what he wants.
Oh,
Say,
I
"What
don't
do you
care
feel
what he
comfortable with?"
wears.
No,
See?
she definitely doesn't
There you
dress
go.
me or anything
Okay.
like that.
All right,
No,
perfect.
it's not like that. Like, I learned very early on not to do like the whole
There-
family matching, which I'm not really into that either. So that works out fine. But like, I would never put him like in a sweater. You know what I mean? Something that
Right.
he
We
would
have
never
a-
wear otherwise.
We
Do you
have
know
a
what I mean?
running joke
Yes.
that I'm like a shaved down animal.
Oh,
Yes.
It's true. It's
Yes,
so I
it's
trash
very true.
okay.
as nice as I try and look. I'll run through boots and jeans. I'm just rough. I don't know why it is. I'll just wreck my truck. Not
Mhm.
wreck it, but it's just scratched up, and I don't know. There's something about it. So
I don't know.
I think it's men, because my husband does that too. Like I get him
I don't
nice
mean to.
clothes. Yeah, I
don't
get
mean
him nice clothes, and then he'll like wear them to work, and I'm like, those
Those
are
were
nice
for-
pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Those were not for work. Oh my gosh,
That's
like,
exactly
we're gonna have to buy
right.
you a new pair.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I totally 110%. I'm like, aren't those your brand new like date night church jeans? Why are you wearing those on?
Yeah.
Like outside.
well, let me ask
Like,
you
what are
this.
we
So,
doing?
I mean, how many couples do you talk to that have communication problems? Is it a common thing or what?
Well, I think it is common.
Mhm.
I see it a lot. You either see it sometimes in front of you, like say you're at a restaurant, you can kind
Right.
of get and pull other people's energy. And then there are couples out there, that they
Mhm.
do struggle with communication. And I've had them talk to me about it, asking me, well, inventing to me about, well,
Right.
he just da 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 da. And there's always two sides to every story.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then there's the truth.
And then there's the truth, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that even comes with your kids, right?
Oh, for sure.
So all relationships, even in friendships,
Mhm.
there's communication. We
Oh,
have we have a
100%.
hard time communicating with each other.
Mm.
So
And I don't really understand that. I feel like everyone is always afraid to be honest, but
Yes.
people love honesty though.
absolutely.
They really do. And I think it's all in the delivery. I mean, just like if I come to him and say, "Hey, does this outfit make me look fat?" Don't say, "Yes, you look like a cow." Say, "Honestly, honey, that shirt just isn't very flattering. I like blah 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 shirt on you." Or you know what I mean? And then I'm like,
Yes.
"Okay, this is going off and in the trash. I'll never wear it again, but my heart's not broken." You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
So I want you to be honest with me.
Yeah.
But I think it's totally in like the delivery. And I think some guys kind of struggle with that. I think that they just are black and white. Does this look fat on me? Yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'd rather you say that than me being out and about and I look terrible and you're going, ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want you to be proud to have me on your arm and you know what I mean?
Oh, I
Out
completely
representing
understand.
in the community and stuff like that. So
And see, for me, my poor husband, I'm like, but why doesn't it look good? Like, what's wrong with it? So that I know what to get next time so that I don't have that happen again.
Right.
You know,
and he can't formulate the word.
And he has no idea.
He has no idea. He has no idea. And I'm like, why am I asking you?
She beats me up on the hair. How does my hair look? It looks good, but it's not greasy. I don't know what that means. Greasy. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I'm like, can I get away with not washing it one more day? And he's like, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm like, does it look greasy? Well, what does that mean?
She was like, what about the back? I'm like, it looks like hair to me. I don't know. What do you want me to say? It looks good. You look sweet, dude. Let's go. Let's go. No.
Yes.
And now my daughter's getting old enough that I can be like, hey, how does it look? And she'll be like, ooh, no, it's time to redo. Perfect. That's all I need.
Isn't that funny? And then she'll say that, but he said something completely different.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. Because they see us in a whole different light. I feel
They
like.
do.
You know,
they do. Well, and they're brutally honest kiddos.
Yes. Oh, that's good.
Don't ask a kid a question that you're not prepared for the answer.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think that should be with everybody too. But again, we like honesty.
We do.
We just need to figure out a way to be able to accept it. I think acceptance is like a big, huge deal too. I feel like there's been a lot of, well, my feelings are hurt, you know, and like you put your feelings into a lot of things, which is okay, but it can be detrimental too and deceiving. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're very deceiving.
Yes.
Right. It's bad to run your life on feelings.
Absolutely.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Because they're probably not right.
No.
You know, it's probably not true.
Yeah, exactly. Because like being mad at your spouse, for instance, it's not usually about them. Like, again, that was, you know, you wanted the pictures.
Right.
You weren't really mad at him that he didn't want the pictures. You were just mad that, you know, you wanted to get the pictures and he just wasn't on board with it, you know?
Right.
So
like I saw it as like, oh, so you rather it hurt my feelings.
She chewed on that feeling in her mind.
Right.
And then it started leading it down to a darker path. And it's not good.
No.
And it's just not worth it.
No. All right, guys. Hey, we are going to be back with some absolutely more amazing marriage, just talking about what's good for you and how to keep your marriage positive, right? So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logoed designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
The song just gets you wanting to go. Just move right a bit.
I like it. Get your juices flowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Cornball.
I love
I'm
it.
going to mention that and how corny she is.
That's why you love me, though.
Yes. I see that. I'm corny as well. So like,
Ain't
but he
nothing
can be
wrong.
too. He can be too. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He's got his moments.
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps it entertaining and fun.
Right.
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 All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to the second part of our Positivity Toolbox. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims. Your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-839-4245. And also be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com, which are super cute. I'm wearing a Tiffy scarf right now. And I realized I got makeup on it earlier. My bad.
So I totally thought that was all one piece, but no, it's a scarf.
It is a scarf.
Cute.
Yes.
I'm a scarf girl.
And you can do so, like, it's so big that you can do so many different things with it. So it's pretty awesome. So yeah, the Tiffy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
She
I'll
got
have to
these
check it out.
sleeves. She got the sleeve things. I'm just more money that you're gonna have to pay.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's all I heard was cha-ching,
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
and then you look really good, babe. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have like a short sleeve shirt and it's
Yeah.
wintertime and you want to have like a sleeve to cover, the rest of your arm.
See, I just heard saving money.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to take my summer wardrobe with
Right.
one piece
Yes.
There we go.
into winter.
Yes.
Lies.
Right.
See,
yeah.
that's more of the letting us know that we're, no, I'm just kidding.
I love
But
it.
when you were talking about earlier about couples and communication, I think a really big thing that's happening in marriages that's destroying them is cell phones.
Yes.
People are, and he tells me all the time, he's like,
Yes.
because our love languages are different. Like he likes to be touched and scratched and like rubbed, like that's his love language. And that is not mine at all. Mine's acts of service.
And I told her that before we took some stupid love language test. Just scratch my back. I'll probably be happy.
Yeah, exactly. My husband, same way. Man, you
Yeah.
and my husband get along so well.
Yeah.
I know it. I
Like
can't
an
wait.
animal,
Yeah. We're gonna have
Like an
dinner.
animal.
We're gonna have
Yeah,
dinner.
just pet my head,
Right? Yeah, see, I gotta play with his hair. He's got the long hair.
Yeah.
So I play with his hair. He loves it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And he'll be like, "Hey, babe, just scratch me," and I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like,
It's
scratching him,
what I
and
call
I'm
a dead fish. I'm like,
Dead fish.
yeah, it's like a dead fish. I said, babe, I'm almost afraid to ask for it now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, kid, can you scratch my back? And she just dead fishes her. She goes, and I'm like, what am I asking you to do? The problem is you've got one finger on the phone flipping
Right.
through,
Yeah.
and the other one's scratching me. She's like,
Uh.
I need both my hands on the phone. I'm like, good Lord, dude.
But I mean, the point is
I love
though
it.
that he is right. Like I get so wrapped up into that
Of
phone
course.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and he'll be like, that blue light in your face, turn it off,
No, dude.
And it's funny
Mhm.
because like our kids now watching my daughter, she has access to a phone from time to time. She doesn't have her own cell phone yet, but when she does get that phone, I mean, she is like a different person. She is completely zapped out.
Yeah.
Like when we ask her to like come off of it for 30 seconds and go do something, it's like I asked her to go run a marathon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so watching her, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of a mirror. Like I see what he's talking about. And so I've really been trying, but it's
And
hard.
see, I haven't heard this, so that's good.
Yes.
But
The
it's
radio
true.
station has taught me much.
Yeah, I know it will too. It will. I mean, I get taught on this show every time, so I love it.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. But I mean, it's true, And then sometimes like she'll say something and it's the way she says it. And I'm like, it's not necessarily what you said, it's how you say it. And he tells me that I do that all the time. It's your tone. And so we can learn a
tones.
lot from our kids
Yes.
and the way, because they're learning it from you.
Yeah.
So they're little mirrors. So I'm like, oh God, that's annoying. I don't like that about myself because I'm annoyed with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's totally me.
I love it. See, and that's that
know?
awareness. That's
Yeah.
being able to be aware and seeing outside of the box sometimes, because
Yeah.
it's like we said earlier, right? Like sometimes when they're talking to us and they're telling us these
Mhm.
things, we need to really hear it because we don't always see
Mhm.
it like
Mhm.
that, right? We need
Mhm.
to see it. So we need to hear it sometimes and see it from a different perspective
Right.
in order to really understand, okay, wow, I actually, like you said, you didn't like that about yourself because now you're
Mhm.
seeing your daughter do it. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. That's not a good look. That's not a good quality there. I need to work on that.
Okay.
And I know families that have like a basket or something, and it's like on the
Yes.
kitchen counter or whatever. And at a certain time, all the cell phones go into the basket. And that would be so good for me because I live off of my phone for work and for family stuff. Like, oh, I need to get such and such. Oh, let me just pop on Amazon real quick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then I'm not present.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think that even in our house, we need to kind of come up with something, and we need to lead by example. Like we've been telling her, you can't have your phone as much because, she was just been recently grounded from the phone, and we set her down last night and we're like, has this not been the best 4 days? And of course she doesn't want to admit it. You know what I mean? But her attitude has been better. I mean, we've spent way more quality family time.
That's awesome.
You know what I
And
mean?
we always do, man. But she just got a little disconnected there on the phone,
Yeah.
last couple of weeks. So I said, "You're done, dude.
Yeah.
You're not getting on it." And I told her, I said, "I don't really care if you think I'm cool or if I'm not, because I know I am. So I don't need you to validate me. You're 10.
Okay.
You're not getting on the phone." So give it
There's
to
some of
me.
that humbleness my husband's real good at.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
can't get on it. No.
Yeah. But
You're
my
done.
point is, like, I need to lead by example.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I'm really bad about the phone. I really am. But when we sit down at dinner at the table, no phones.
Right.
We are really good at that.
Mhm.
And I go out to these restaurants and we're, the four of us are together, and I'll look around and 70% of the restaurant, everybody has their own phone at the table.
Yeah.
Why are y'all here?
Yeah.
Just eat a sandwich at home. Save the $75.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. And it makes me so sad.
Yes.
Like, you
Same.
can't even put it down for an hour to have dinner and find out how was their day
Right.
with your kids, your spouse. And I think that just further disconnects couples. And then when the couple's disconnected, it makes the kids disconnected. And it's just not good all the way around.
Right. That's why I'd like to start a restaurant where they do have that basket and everybody comes in and you put your
Yeah.
phone in. Like you have to
Yeah.
be willing and want to do that. Right.
But you would know, you wouldn't come
everybody-
here if
yeah.
you weren't willing to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's the deal.
Like this is the way to detach
Right.
from dinner time from your phone.
Right.
Like I wouldn't that be awesome?
That would
Somebody's probably
be-
going to take my idea. I need to patent that.
You do.
How
How do we trademark that?
I know we didn't trademark this. Okay, I'm trademarking this right now.
Right,
Okay,
right. Exactly. Exactly.
But I think that and that's how it should be when people come in the house too.
Mhm.
Like when you come home, if you can put your phone to the side, and just leave it alone and have that time, like have a
Mhm.
certain specific time
Right.
that it's just family time.
Right.
Every day before you get home, and then maybe your evening time, instead of reading a book or listen to your Audible or be on your phone, then maybe for a little bit, like an hour before bed or something like that. But you still need another hour,
Yeah.
I would think, to be able to detach from all of what you saw too, in order to have
Yes.
a good night's sleep. So
I think that's 100%. And I think even
That's what's bad, man, when she's doing it before she goes to bed. Like
Yeah.
she's rolled over and she's got that blue light in her face.
right.
Yeah.
And she's reading about, oh, this is so sad or what. I'm like, why would you read that right before you went to bed?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I definitely need to work on that. But
I
it's
want a
nice to
phone
have a
and-
partner that's like willing to say,
Yeah.
hey, babe, like, I love you so much that I'm willing to tell you, like, that's not good. Don't do that,
Right.
Even though I don't like to hear it.
I know, right? Sometimes
But
you're
that's
like,
okay.
I
That's
wanna do
okay to
this.
say, leave me alone. Like, I just want to watch my NCIS.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my
Exactly.
jam.
Yes. I like all
You
that
know?
stuff too, like Criminal Minds and all that.
Yes.
That's
Although
good
Criminal
stuff.
Minds went a little too deep for me, like later in the seasons. Anyways, that's got a little twisted.
It did. It really did.
But anyways, I mean, I just think that, like, as a society, we've kind of gone so far into like a digital age that we don't even know how to have conversations anymore.
Yes.
I
And so-
mean, my daughter will have friends over and they're all 3 or 4 of them are sitting on the couch on their phones.
Mhm.
What are we doing? Go home if y'all are going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When we were kids, we were outside riding our bike. I
Yes.
didn't even get home sometimes right before dark and
Oh,
eat
street
dinner
light comes
finally with my
on.
family. Yeah.
Away you went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks for them because they can't do that now.
No.
Like I can't let you just take off for 5, 6, 10 miles out.
No.
We were gone
Right.
as kids.
Yeah.
And we knew, like you said, it's getting dark. We got to go home.
Yeah.
But that was about it. And they didn't even ask where I was.
No.
I just came in and just went straight to the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it does suck for the kids because they don't have that now.
No, they don't.
So, I mean, they're not locked up inside. We take them out constantly, but I don't know. I don't like the phone.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And I think maybe, you know, instead of, so one of the other things that I thought of too is like, why not just leave your phone if you're with your family and you're going out, say you're going to like Alley Cats or, you know, the movies or something, put those phones in the car, leave them in the car, lock them up in the car. You know, I mean,
but
if
then
an
I can't
emergency
take my
happens,
selfie. Come on now.
Yeah, and then she's
well,
gonna
that's
take her-
true. So that's when we need to get those portable cameras again.
I can't
And just bring the
document the
camera.
outing for
Right,
Facebook. I
right.
mean, but
I know.
no, you're
Yes.
100%. You're 100% right.
I think that needs to
100%
be
right.
something that really starts happening again with families. Like we
Mhm.
really need to recognize that this has become a problem. Because
Right.
like you said, when I go out to eat with my husband, I'll tell him, "Will you put your phone down? This is not. We're not at the house, but that
Right.
does not matter. We are still out to eat. You
Right.
know, we are eating. This is
Right.
not phone time."
Right.
But then I'll catch myself sometimes, you know, when I'm out with my friends and my phone's going off because my husband's texting me
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta look," you know.
Right.
And it's like, no, I don't need to look. Just leave it alone. It will be there when you're done.
It's like Pavlov's dogs. How do you say that? Like every time they heard a bell, they did something. I mean, it's funny. Like when you hear a ding, I mean, people within a radius will
Right.
all look at their phones because nobody knows for sure which ding was theirs.
Yes.
We're all so programmed and so trained.
So
it's
let me
true.
let me
Oh,
ask you this, Diana. So
Yes.
when you and your girlfriends are out, there's no guys, no
Yeah.
husbands. How many of the wives get bugged by the husband with text like, "Where you at?
What
When
are you
coming home?"
doing? Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
she said her girlfriend's husbands are constantly like texting.
Now I do see that occasionally. Not all the time. It depends. It depends on the relationship, I think, and it depends on knowing more about where this stems from with either the
Mhm.
spouse or the wife. I mean, this happens with wives too,
Oh, 100%.
where
Oh,
they
yeah.
are like checking in on their husband. We've got 360 now. We've got
Yep.
Find Your Phone.
Yep.
I mean, oh my gosh. I had a friend that she was so intense that she located her husband just knowing that he was out at the bar and had this feeling. She had this feeling. Well, she was right in her feelings, which was the terrible part. But man, that
She
got
busted him
ugly.
or what?
Oh, she busted him and
How'd
the
she-
other girl. She pulled them both out and she was like, boom. And she like,
Wow.
yeah, this was back in the day, like when much
Back
younger
in the day
time.
when
Yeah,
you
when I was
could.
younger.
This was last month, by the way.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, no, actually, this was years ago. It was probably about seven years ago
Yeah.
when this took place. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's a different person. She's with a different person now too. So, but
And she's
still,
better because she
yeah.
has that trust there.
I brought it
Yeah.
up because I think it's funny because she says that a lot of her friends,
Mhm.
the husbands are blowing her phone up, and it's not that they don't trust her.
Right.
They're just, I don't know what it is. I mean,
Well, most of them are just like, "Hey, when are you coming home?
where you
Like,
at?
I miss you." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that they're genuinely like checking in on them. They know that they're just with us at like, Frescoes or something. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like we're not at a bar. But yeah, they don't really like being alone. Like they want their wife home with them. And
Yeah.
you're kind of like that too. Like you don't like me. Like last night I was gonna go get groceries and he's like,
I'm
"Babe,
just protective.
it's getting dark.
I don't like
Can you
her out.
go?"
Right. I understand.
I know how dangerous it is out there.
Yeah.
I'd just
Yes.
rather you
But-
me,
Like if
Yeah.
I'm at dinner, like he'll just be like, "Hey, like roundabout, like when do you think you'll be home?" And if I say 9, cool. If I say 10:30, like he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
He just kind of wants to know and,
And
doesn't
that's
like
healthy.
me being by myself.
Yeah. And that's
know.
a healthy way of looking at it too.
Yeah.
And I think for the guys that are really on that like all the time, like, hey, I miss you, they need to find some guy friends.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's really good for a couple to have your own
Yeah.
space and your own
Yes.
time at
Yeah.
times, right?
100%.
And be out doing something that you enjoy and being out doing something that you enjoy, because when you guys come back together, you missed each other.
100%.
And missing each other is huge.
Yep.
And that keeps that fire burning in that
Yep.
marriage too,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
relationship, whether you're married or not. So
And she's good about having girl time.
yeah.
I am really
Real
good at that.
at it.
I even
I
have
am
some
too.
I even have some girlfriends that are like, "I envy you. You're so good at it." And I'm like, "Listen, here's the deal. If I, take time for myself, I come back a better mom, a better
Absolutely.
wife. I see nothing wrong with it." I mean, now if all I'm doing is going out with my girlfriends or massages or whatever, that's different.
Yep.
But as long as I'm handling my business at home, then I see nothing wrong with going out and treating yourself, because then I have, like I said, I have girlfriends that just blow up and it's not necessarily their husband or it's just all of it. They've had no me time, no decompression. I mean, we all need to find something that brings us some peace and some balance and just
Woosah.
breathe.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me just breathe for a second,
Right. Exactly.
But I totally agree. And you hit the nail on the head. Like all of my friends that are like that, like their husbands go to work and they come home.
Yeah.
Like there's really not a whole lot of social interaction outside of that. You know
And
what I
we
mean?
need that. We need that as human beings. And honestly, that's when depression can start hitting.
Yep.
You know, or there's that jealousy factor, like,
Right.
oh, she can go out and do all these things, and here I am just sitting at home. Well, that's
Exactly.
your choice, bro.
Yeah,
If you don't want to
exactly.
do that, go out and find some guys to hang out with. You know, get out, get with your buddies. Like, say, hey,
Yeah.
hey, the wife's out. She's having some girl time. Why don't we, like, you want to come over,
Yeah.
play some poker? You know, do
Something.
something. You know,
Yeah.
watch a game, have a couple brewskis. You know, I just like
sit
chill
on your own
out.
couch and have your friends come sit with you. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have
Yes.
to be some like grandiose thing, but
I told Heather years ago that I picked up my buddy in Fort Worth and we drove to Oklahoma City.
Nice.
And we had work to do out there. And I picked him up. We shot the breeze for 2 minutes. We stopped at the gas station. We picked up some Dr. Peppers, a pack of cigarettes. We took off and we turned the radio up. And basically from North Fort Worth to Oklahoma City, we just listened to music. And we hardly said anything to each other. And I told her we had a blast because she asked me, how was I? I said, we had a blast. What'd you talk about? I said, nothing.
literally nothing.
We didn't say anything. We just song after song. We had a blast. She was like,
awesome.
that's so uncomfortable. I said, why?
Oh, for us,
This
it
is our
is.
new marriage. You know, we were newly married. I'm like, why would that be uncomfortable? She was like, I don't like silence. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I don't want to talk about anything. So sometimes I just run out of words, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and that's like you said, self-awareness. I think that that's also key in a marriage because there's times where I'm talking to him and
And I can't hear it.
he's just zoning out and he's not trying to be rude.
Right.
He's just done. He's reached his limit for the day.
Especially at the end of the day.
Right. It's 10 o'clock at night. I know what the day looked like. It was a rough day. Quit talking. Let him decompress. Let him have a minute, you know? And sometimes when he's mad, like I try to go and I'm like, hey, like, let's talk about this. And he's like, I'm going to need a minute.
That's good.
I'm mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I'll leave him alone. And if it takes him 4 hours, it takes him 4 hours. And then he'll come inside and he'll just start shooting the shit again. And I'm like, okay, he's over it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
and I think
there's
that's
no
key.
need to like rehash it.
Yeah.
Like I said it, you said it, you were angry about it. And then normally he'll come back in and he's like, I don't know why that triggered me so much. I don't know why I got so mad, but I'm over it.
Yeah. And there's times I have no clue why I got so mad. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not a shrink. So whatever.
And a lot of times it's just a lot of things that are just like accumulating going on through the day. And you just, you know, we have to have these feelings. We have feelings that come up. And again, it's like, it's just not, it's not holding on to them. You don't have to hold on to them.
Right.
And I think that's why a lot of times, you know, there are those issues because they continue to hold on to him.
Right.
And I love what you said. You gave him the space that he needed. That is huge. And I had to learn this. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys right now. I am a reactive person. I had to be aware of that and realize that in my marriage because when he would trigger me and he wouldn't want to talk about it, I'm a talker.
Right.
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 And I want to talk about it. I want to fix it. You cannot be mad at me. Oh my God. No,
Right.
no.
Right.
And that's how I would react to these situations. And it's because of past stuff that happened. Right.
Sure.
But I figured it out and I realized it. And when I learned in my marriage to, okay, if I don't want this to escalate, I just need to let him have space. It's
Right.
okay. He doesn't hate me.
Right.
He's not going to leave me.
Right.
You know, because those were some of the thoughts that would come into my head.
Well, they
because of
creep
past
in.
experiences.
That's
They
right.
creep in. Yes.
That's right.
They start creeping in when he doesn't want to talk to you. Why doesn't he want to talk to me? Does he not love me anymore? Like, I seriously would have these crazy thoughts. I'm just being honest with you guys right now.
No, I totally understand.
But you know, when you realize and you're aware, hey, that is not the situation here.
No.
He's a man. He needs some space.
And he
needs to get
told
over
you,
it. Yeah.
I need a minute.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's okay.
what he says is 100%. Men are very simple.
Yeah.
I told you I need a minute. Give him a minute.
Absolutely.
And if a minute's 4 hours, who cares? Go inside and watch some NCIS.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, and it's so true. And I use that all the time with like, I have girlfriends that come to me like, you know, this happened, that happened. And I'm like, he cannot read your mind.
No.
You have to tell him. And it doesn't have to be this like rude, like you're mad. Just be like, hey, when you did this or did that, it hurt my feelings or it made me feel that way.
And that took a long time in in our marriage because she couldn't comprehend. I'm like, you just need to flat out tell me.
Yeah.
Quit beating around the bush. Give me 10 words instead of 100.
Yeah.
What are you getting at? What are you saying? She was like, well, you're really pissing me off. I said, that's fine. I can imagine that I do piss you off. I get it. I wouldn't want to live with me either, dude. So hats off to you for sticking it.
Right, sticking it out and sticking with it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds just like what my husband said to me. Actually,
Yeah.
we had to have that conversation too,
Mhm.
and because it's true. I am a woman with many words. I
Yeah.
like to talk.
Yeah.
I think Heather and we have that in
Yes.
common, and
Yes.
sometimes we just have to say, okay, let's just keep it simple, stupid.
That's
I tell
right.
myself
I
that.
love
Not that
that
I'm
saying.
stupid, but
No, keep it
I'm
simple,
not stupid. But yeah,
Love it.
keep it simple, stupid. Like, let's just do that because that
Yeah.
is what he needs from me.
Right.
He does not need the other Diana that could go on and on and on about this situation and scenario.
Right.
And
Yeah, I'll
Right.
tell her. I said I saw Shane today. She was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." I said I asked him about the move. When they're going to do it. When is it? And I said, I think he said Thursday or something. She's like, okay. Whose truck are they taking? She'll ask me, whose truck are they taking? I don't know. I didn't ask that. And she's pumping me of questions. Well, why didn't you ask him this? Why didn't you ask him that? I said, because I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I'm like, you didn't ask any
Hey,
qualifying
are you
questions?
moving? Are you guys moving? Yeah, when? Wednesday? Okay, cool. Well, good luck. If you need anything, something, call me. That's it. She's like, well, that was kind of short and rude. I said, it was perfect.
That's how we think.
Right.
If we were talking to the wife of the
That's
husband,
exactly right.
we'd know the whole details.
That's right.
And we'd be able to share the whole details with the husband.
That's right. And I'm asking questions because I'm showing love.
Yes.
Yeah. And I
Absolutely.
told him, I said, whatever day you move, I'm going to be busy. You understand? She was like, that's rude, babe. I said, he knows I'm playing. He can call me. So.
Yeah.
I think
Anyways,
that's awesome.
That's
That's
funny.
awesome.
But I do think that knowing your communication style and knowing your love language is really important.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm acts of service. So I fold his shirts a certain way, like in the drawer. And every now and then he'll be like, babe, I just love pulling out these, shirts and seeing them all nice and neat. And then he goes in there like a little kid and just goes like that with them. And I'll go in and I'll straighten them, But just him saying, hey, babe, I love opening my drawer and seeing that just warms my heart.
Oh,
And what a simple thing.
yeah.
Acts of service. What's mine?
Your touch, feel.
That's it?
Well,
Wasn't there
there's-
like top 3 or something?
I think there are top 3. Yes.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
and aren't there only 4?
No.
So
I don't know.
I'd have to go back to that book. It's called The Love Languages.
Yeah,
though,
I think
right?
so. Yeah.
The 5 love languages.
5.
There we go.
There
It
we
came to
go.
me.
There
5
we
love
go.
languages,
There's
guys.
5.
This is a book that is
Mhm.
out. I can't remember who the author is, so
I don't know.
I'll put it in the comments
Yeah,
later
find it.
after I find out.
Yeah.
But this is a really great book, actually,
Yeah.
and honestly, it really does kind of nail it
Mhm.
with where your love language is and where your spouse's love language is, so that you guys can better have that communication. So
Right.
knowing that
Right.
really does benefit, because now he knows, okay, I need to let her know that she did this, and I want to thank her for it. I
Right.
want to show her that I'm grateful and show her
Right.
some gratitude towards that, because that's what she needs from me, right?
Exactly.
And then from you, really taking the phone away and really scratching
and
that back,
okay,
getting
babe,
it real good.
come here. Let me have your hand. He
Yeah.
loves
See how
church.
she got into it and she's
Yeah.
doing it real
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Not a dead fish. Not a
He
dead
loves when we
fish.
go to church for many reasons, but he's like, you always scratch my back, you scratch
the only
my
time I
arm,
get
you
it.
scratch my leg, the whole church. My arm is moving. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I know that he loves that, so I do that for him.
Right.
But if I didn't know that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And him just constantly hey, scratch me. I don't know that I would clue in that that's why he wants that.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
that is an endearing love,
Yeah.
language for him.
Right.
Yeah.
It means a lot to him.
I
Yeah.
guess. I just have itchy back.
Well, these nails that I get that,
Right.
I'm
Yes.
constantly going to get my nails done. That's why.
Which I got to go get one fixed. My husband's like, just stop getting them, because
Oh.
they always break. I'm like, they don't always break. They
No.
just, I indicate
rough.
that it broke. Yeah.
I'm rough. I'm
I
rough
took
with
my helmet
nails.
off when we were done riding the other night, and we stopped at the
Mhm.
bank, and I was keeping my helmet on. I was like, okay, you go ahead and go in the bank, do what
Yeah.
you need to do.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot he has my bank card because he lost his bank card. Of course.
Of
Love
course.
him.
Yeah.
So now we got to wait for his bank card to come in. So now I got to keep transferring
7
money
business
back and forth.
days.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Right. But I was taking off my helmet because I realized I had to go in with him and show
Right.
my ID, because he had my card, not his.
Right. And they're like, I'm sorry, you don't
You're
look like
not
Diana.
a Diana, right?
Yeah.
Did your parents not like you?
Right. Exactly. I'm
Were
going to
you a
need
woman?
some certification
Right.
here. Yeah.
He should have said, baby, I identify as a female.
That's
I really feel
exactly
like you should have
right.
said that. That would have worked,
And they
babe.
I
can't
think it
say
would.
anything.
Dang, are you listening? Okay, if not, I'm gonna tell you later.
Note to self.
Note to self. But I do want to say we've got some people that are commenting in. Communication is key. Tiffany said, yes, absolutely. She said, I just expressed to my husband this morning something that hurt my feelings. And I think that's awesome. You need to let them know. Again, they're not mind readers. We're not mind readers either.
Yeah.
And so our husbands need to communicate with us as well. Guys, don't hold on to stuff. Make sure you're telling your wives how you feel too. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to have feelings.
We can handle it.
Absolutely. And Melissa, hi, Melissa. That's my bestie. She just got married on Saturday. Again, congratulations. Yes. I'm so excited. I love Randy. That's her husband and are now her husband. Yeah. And they are just so cute together. You know, Melissa, she's been a very good friend of mine I'm sorry, Melissa, I'm going to talk about you on the radio. Hope you don't mind. But we've been friends for years. I mean, our kids are now like 18 and older, and they were 5. Cute. And 4 when we first met. So that's how long her and I have been friends. That's and cool. She's been through some things, and this guy is just huge and amazing to her. And I'm so excited. Oh, thank you. I love you, girl. Yes, go ahead. She's like, go ahead. And Tiffany said, OMG, Heather, you got it. So she gonna get you some Tiffy arms. Ooh. And we're out of time. No. All right. But hey, I am gonna have you guys back on. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Yes. Please, we got to talk more about it.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Right. Bye, guys. Have a wild week.
Bye.
Bye.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right.